The Simpsons is a show about a working-class family that tries to find their way across modern life and the challenges that get thrown at them. One of the most popular episodes is Season's 8 episode 23's episode, Homer's Enemy. The Simpsons initially was a way more controversial show than we see it now. What is now considered pretty tame used was more of a hot topic in the 80s and 90s. Homer's Enemy is an episode which challenges the ideals of the viewers, and this video will say why. Something that used to be true in past America was the idea that if you work hard enough, you can achieve anything. It's something that usually relates to the business world and the means of making money that eventually your hard work will pay off. Oftentimes we are taught this at birth and we continue this idea into adulthood. While this may have been true at one point, this is seeming less and less true as the economic part of our society seems to worsen for those who need help, and are just told to work harder instead of being given what older generations call handouts. This is something seen by the antagonist of the episode, Frank Grimes, a self-made man who never really had an easy life and had to put in hard work to get where he is today. While he is someone who is definitely intelligent and hardworking, it seems that his antithesis Homer Simpson is neither of those things. Frank Grimes is someone who the hard work pays off. Mentally, people can side with and agree with his ideals and ideologies when he receives hope of being given a lucrative position by Mr. Burns, but this reality is quickly shattered as it's played off as nothing more than a fleeting emotion when he immediately turns around and says to put him somewhere in the facility. He's immediately met with Homer, Lenny, and Carl. While Carl and Lenny are people who seem to have at the very least worked their way to the positions that they are now. However, Homer is a completely different story, as he just came the day that it opened and got hired to a position that Frank Grimes worked his entire life to get to. As the episode goes on, we see Homer be more and more lazy and unaware to what he's doing to people around him, with Frank Grimes getting more and more mad at Homer as the episode continues. With all of that, Homer proceeds to get more and more aware of the emotions of Grimes and picked up that he may not like Homer. Homer starts to emotionally feel worse and worse until the point where Marge needs to have a conversation with him to try and look better around Grimes, which is just met with more revenge and retaliation from him. Grimes, in a spot of emotional spite, tries to make the people around him realize how dumb Homer truly is by making him participate in a children's contest. When this fails, Grimes gets more pissed until he goes on a manic episode, and this leads to his eventual death, which when his funeral happens it's met by laughter at Homer's unawareness while his grave is lowered. As he lived is how he died, a very difficult life met with an end that was harsh. The way he lives and the way he dies challenges the viewer to understand that hard work is not the answer to the top. There will always be people who stumble their way to the top, and while Grimes may not live the easiest life, it's ultimately his anger and jealousy that gets him killed, these negative emotions that, while understandable at the core, are directed to the wrong person. Homer didn't create the system that got him to the position that he is currently at, and being pissed at other individuals who may have achieved through less traditional hardworking means isn't the answer, as it creates hatred between individuals and doesn't change anything. Homer lives his life through a way that makes people want to defend him and his actions. His loving attitude and genuine want to make friends makes people who enjoy his company and creates a genuine bond. With that, this video comes to a close, and make sure you subscribe, leave a like and comment.